That's a gay-ass podcast.
What? That's a gay-ass podcast. What? A really, really, really gay podcast that we call That's a Gay-Ass Podcast.
That's a gay-ass name for a gay-ass podcast.
Daniel Assetta is on That's a Gay-Ass Podcast, a Broadway king from Australia. Daniel, if I want to do an Australian accent throughout this interview, are you annoyed, intrigued, angry, or a secret fourth thing?
Intrigued, actually.
No.
Mostly intrigued.
Don't make me do it, Daniel. It's so embarrassing.
Oh my god. Don't worry, everyone at work is I'm very much used to it, so it's fine.
I'm sure you must have so many annoying Americans doing so many, just down under.
It's an interesting thing because it is a difficult accent to for someone who is not Australian to rap there.
Drag me.
Yeah.
No, I do.
No, you actually did well.
No, I sound like I'm from New Zealand apparently when I do it.
And that's most people. I think they go a little too harsh into the nose, and then all of a sudden we have a Kiwi accent.
We got a Kiwi on our hands. Yeah, no, it's so cool though to talk to an Aussie gay on this podcast. You might be breaking new
ever had one
ground.
before?
I don't think I have. I don't think
Wow.
so. Wow. So for the girlies who don't know, you are currently in And Juliet, the boppiest of boppy Broadway shows right now. You're playing Henry. You're covering William Shakespeare. You also have a crazy career from Down Under, where you did 1 million shows, including the original company of Hamilton in Australia. You've done Book of Mormon. Again, 1 billion shows. But you are on a gay-ass podcast where I'm going to ask you gay-ass questions about your journey. So I would love to ask you my first question, which is, do you remember your first gay kiss? Where were you and how was?
Wow. So I feel like this is probably going to be a big dive in.
Please.
And it links career and gayness all in one. So don't you love that?
I do.
It really does go back to I'm going to paint a picture for you. It goes back to unitards in Cats the Musical. Because who doesn't love talking about that?
Well, by the way, Cats the Musical is one of the gayest things ever put on a stage, and I'm going to assume that when you put that unitard on, it also maybe fired some gay chromosomes that maybe led to a first?
Well, first and my husband.
Wait a damn minute. Wait a damn minute.
So, yeah.
Tell me the story.
I mean,
Tell me the story.
As the story goes, I mean, that contract was my coming out of the closet. I actually dated Rumpelteazer as well as Carbuckety, and I was the Rum Tum Tugger. So how's that for a mouthful?
So yeah, talk about a mouthful indeed. Rum Tum Tugger is the horniest character in that show. And when I was
correct.
I was a closet case seeing the VHS of Cats for the first time in elementary school, and I felt something for Rum Tum Tugger. So you were really embracing the pheromones of Rum Tum Tugger is a horny ass cat.
I mean, from the very beginning of rehearsals, I mean, Cats is, me aside, Cats is the type of show, everyone that I know who has done Cats, just talks about how, randomly incestuous it is. It's just, there's something I think about, the felineness and, everyone in Lycra and how you have to bond over this ridiculous walking around, scratching and rubbing against each other. And, our cast actually ended up, putting out, I think it was, 4 or 5 marriages, but I mean, and apart from that, there's also so many people getting together during the contract as well. And then it's so funny because Cats is actually back. I mean, it's everywhere, really. Let's be honest. It's in Asia, it's in Australia again, it's in all places in the world. But every time I hear stories about cast members from Cats hooking up and getting together, I'm like, that doesn't surprise me because it really does set itself up for that.
Well, you are clearly here to live to tell the tale that you
Well,
found your
hey.
literal husband from it. But as a gay journalist, I am going to dive into you hooked up with two of the kitty cats in this show. The first one
What?
was which character?
Well, the first one was a girl, and so that was yes. Well, I mean,
So
yeah.
wait a minute. I'm going to back up even more then. So tell me, where was this production of Cats being done?
So, it was like a an Australian tour, but we started in New Zealand first, actually.
Speaking
So,
of, and you're doing the Australian tour of Cats starting in New Zealand, and you're at what age?
oh God, hang on, 21?
Okay. So you're 21, so you're definitely
Oh,
like
wait. No, no, no. I turned 21 during my time, so I would have started when I was 20.
so
Yep.
a child still figuring out
Correct.
himself.
Yeah.
Now you hook up with a girl to start, and is this something that was like, yeah, I am were you at the time like, yes, I am straight and this is what I do because I enjoy it? Were you saying maybe I am bisexual and I enjoy this? Or were you saying I'm doing this because I'm supposed to and I don't enjoy it? Or am I completely wrong in all these options?
My sexuality journey has been a very confusing one, I think. I was the type of child that was very much like career first driven. Um, my whole like high school I spent, dashing around the place, like performing in operas and like award shows and like with I like, at age 12 I like performed with like Kelly Rowland and like, like just like crazy sort of like opportunities like as a child. And so it led me to be very like, this is going to be my thing. Like I need to not let anyone stand in my way. And so like I didn't date anyone really during high school
Yeah.
or like while I was studying. And so like, I kind of like had like a really strange kind of like journey, I guess, where it was like nothing really interested me. I didn't really have time for it.
Do you think a part
And
of
I
it
think
was that you sure we're very busy, but also that deep down you knew you weren't 100% straight, and so it was easier to not
yeah,
pay attention to that because that could get in the way of this career you've been working so hard for?
100%. And also, I grew up in a very like Italian Catholic background
Yeah.
where the morals and things that I was being taught, even at school, was obviously not like the Gen Z kids these days.
Yeah.
Um, but so I definitely think that that contributed 100%. And so then it was just easier to just focus on what I wanted to do, really. But then going back to now this cat story. I definitely was like sort of in fact I think in the way that cats like and the whole like kind of sensual nature of it, I was a little infatuated by this girl and I
Hmm.
was like, oh, like you're so wonderful and I'm intrigued. Um, Needless to say, like a couple of months went by and like we were dating, like and I was just kind of like the strange kind of click over moment was my now husband was we were roommates.
Hot.
And I just like found myself wanting to spend more time with him, like even just in the hanging out of it all,
Yeah.
you know. And I kind of was a little confused or pushing away what I was feeling, um, until I sort of like broke it off with her, had a bit of a dust settling period where I was like, what do I want to do with my life? And then like randomly we both had feelings for each other and then like we were like backstage rubbing up against each other in our lycra.
Yeah, and how could you not? I mean, the material is so soft.
I
Uh,
mean, it's so weird to me because like, especially in cats, like we basically fell for each other with this like cat makeup on, you know what I mean? And we are by no means furries, but like it's just so weird that after 9 months of that, we've never seen each other look like that in the rest of our lives. So it's just like bizarre.
until you're for some reason cast in the Jellicle Ball, and then we'll have bigger questions.
Oh
Um,
God.
you did the first kiss happen with your now husband in the hotel room, or was it like at a bar after a show?
It was like, yeah, in the room, yeah.
Oh, so I'm sure that was like an explosive, wow, we've been so close as friends, but I've had this crush, and then that first kiss must have been just like life altering.
I mean, it was, but I think I definitely like it was like countless like pushing it away and then
Oh,
like wouldn't speak for 2 days and then
oh.
wanting it again
So
and
you were like
then
a
pushing it away.
tortured gay soul when you were first embracing these feelings.
Oh yeah.
So that means, so then you really did identify as straight before this?
Like I think just very closeted,
Yeah,
really.
yeah. Because like this is my first really invasive question. When you would like have Daniel alone time, were
Mm.
you picturing men and then feeling shame for having felt for picture that, or were you always trying to like I tried to picture Samantha Jones from Sex and the City when I was in the shower by myself, and I was like, I think I can
Just
get
didn't
it
work.
up, but it was more I was just picturing all the men she was fucking. That
Of
was sort of
course.
that was sort of my journey until I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna picture the men that I have crushes on.
I think it was definitely no, like I definitely was picturing guys. Like
Yeah.
I tell this funny story where like I feel like Tom Wellington from Smallville was like my awakening.
Oh my God, I mean, yeah, same. He one of the many men who made me say that men are for me. He was so hot in
Well,
that
yeah.
show.
And like I just remember like the early days of like LimeWire and like being on like the family computer just being
Yep,
like like downloading like images, like
yep.
literally having to like literally wait for them to like literally come through.
And then
I mean, so
delete
yes,
them and delete the
then delete them and hide
cookies.
everything.
Ugh,
Yeah.
it was a
But
dark
like
time.
it was. But so I definitely feel like I had all of that, but was very much pushing it down or trying to convince myself that it probably was something that I could just bury. Sad, very sad.
It's so relatable. I mean, I tried to bury and bury and bury until finally I was 18 years old, and that's when I came out. First to my mom, and then to a friend, and then to some more people. And I didn't have my first kiss until I was 19, and then I
Yeah.
mean, you having been with now your husband for how long? How you guys been together for over 10 years, right?
Well, yeah, we're coming up to 10 years next year. Yeah.
Wow, wow. So
We've been
congrats on
married
that.
for like almost six.
Oh, that's so. Wait, I've been married for almost 6 as well. When did you get married?
I'm probably doing the number wrong. I don't even know now.
What month
We
was
got
it?
married. We got married in, well, we had like two weddings. So this is what is confusing a little bit
Gotcha.
for me because we kind of like got married and did like a little like family kind of ceremony thing and did the official sort of registry thing.
Yeah.
And then we didn't really have our celebration because of my touring schedule and all that kind of stuff until like almost a year later. So like sometimes we count, the one where we celebrated with everyone. And then, but the real one was in 2019.
Yeah, I would count that. I mean, you got fucking married.
Yeah,
And yeah, it's been
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. But like we kind of then like recreated it and like almost for a lot of people, I don't think they realized that we kind of
I
got married
see.
a year prior, if
I
that makes
see.
sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I get it. It's
Yeah.
especially with
Hmm.
the COVID of it all. Everyone's wedding journey in the past 5, 6 years is very. I mean, like, yeah, it, you've been married for about 6 years, and you have had this amazing Broadway journey, personal journey. Tobias is your husband, yes?
Yeah.
Now, there's a wedding video of you two doing like salsa to Let's Get Loud that is absolutely iconic. But I am going to wait
Yeah.
for the paywall to go up for me to ask my horniest questions about you and about your history with him. So before I get
Okay.
into my my horniest questions, I want to ask about the theater of it all. When you got the news that you booked & Juliet on Broadway for your Broadway
Hmm.
debut, I just always like to know where people were when they got the call so that I can live vicariously and just experience that. Where were you? How'd you find out? How did it feel?
I mean, as we've discussed coming from Australia and all of that kind of stuff, there's a lot of weight that comes with like I took a really big risk. We packed up our whole lives and I moved to New York truly with no like job or anything. Like even though in Australia I was kind of working back to back like big musicals
Yeah,
and I was like I knew it was going to be hard like but I mean it really did test me. And I know that it only took me a year and some people will probably say that's nothing, But in my mind, from like coming from like the peak of my career in Australia and then like moving here and having to go through like 50, 60 auditions in 1 year and being told no, I was like, did I make the right decision to come
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
So all of that being said, leading to a moment where this opening came up for, but at that point, really only like 2 or 3 people had left the original Broadway company of Juliet. And so it was mostly the original cast. And there was like just like the perfect little spot that opened up. And I knew in my gut that it was mine. Like, I just like, there was something about it. I wrote it in my notes that morning where I was like, when I went for the in-person audition, I was like, today I'm going to book a Broadway show. Like, I actually can feel it.
Wow.
And then then I came back like 2 days later, did like a bunch of callback stuff, and I was just like, I think this is the right fit. Like, it just feels right. Like, all of my skill set, my energy as a human, just like everything just kind of aligned with this show. And so then I think it was like maybe like 5 days after my final audition, and I was like bugging my agents, just being like, come on. And he was just like, we'll have to wait for the weekend now. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just too much. And then I finished an acting class in the morning, and then I was just like kind of really anxious and frustrated. So I was like, because I had been told I was going to find out by that morning, and I still hadn't. So I was like, damn. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to take myself to lunch. I'm going to have a nice lunch, treat myself. And I walked out of that lunch, and I was, no joke, on 42nd Street, which is like basically where the stage door like of Anne Juliet is at the Stephen Sondheim. And I literally got this phone call from my agent, and I was like, please don't tell me you rang me to tell me that I didn't get it. And then he was just like, no, I rang to tell you that you're going to be on Broadway. And I literally just like dropped to my knees in the street, because like, for a young boy growing up on the other side of the world in like a small, like western suburb town, I mean, like, it's a massive deal for anyone. But for me, I just know that I went through like a 6-year green card petition process, like, to get here. I risked so much, packed up my little dog and my husband, and moved to the other side of the world. Like, there was so much riding on the idea of being on Broadway.
Yeah.
And so for it to finally happen was truly just like one of the most magical things.
I mean, I can feel it right now, even. I can see you getting your knees covered in shit and piss on 42nd Street. And...
Yeah, exactly. Welcome to New York City, yeah.
It's such an amazing visual, though, and I could not be happier for you. It's, taking those risks is unbelievably scary, but clearly we got to bet on ourselves, Daniel, and you did.
I do believe in that, for sure.
And I since we have gotten to know you a bit as a performer, as your gay love story, let's get into your gay horny story. And this is where we're about to go behind the paywall, if that makes you feel any more willing to share. So for my first question, was Tobias the first boy you had ever kissed and been with in like a physical way? For the rest of this interview, head to Substack, linked in the description. You can also watch bonus episodes with Mikey Graceffa from Death Becomes Her, Isaiah Rutledge, Sunset Boulevard's G-Min Moon. We have Derek Cage, Patrick, Nick, Thanos, Mark. They're all hot. The stories are amazing, and you should go check it out at substack.com/@EricWills, linked in the description. I love you, bye!